Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming you all back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last we left off, we managed to get Furio Tigre on the stand, and he's done a very good job trying to keep himself away from the situation, but we're slowly pulling information out of him. At this point, we have now proven that he was at Tribulations and met with the victim on the day of the incident. Unfortunately, that is all we've proven. We don't know, still, who poisoned the victim. What's the word I'm looking for? Godot is still insistent that it was Maggey. We're saying it's Furio Tigre. It's time to hopefully put an end to this and figure out who is right. I mean, newsflash is us, I'm sure. It's definitely not Maggey. But that's the problem. We just don't have evidence, and we need it. I pray we find it. Otherwise, this is not going to end well in any way, shape, or form of the word. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I loaned Elg cash. About $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. Kid at it is payback date, see? But anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about flattening the guy right there when he all of a sudden starts screaming, "Yes, I won! I have $1 million! You got lucky, you know? Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, and it would have been all over." Now, I see that the principal amount you've loaned to Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah. Well, you've got to take the VIG to take... Wow. I messed up the sentence, 1. 2. What does VIG mean? Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know? That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. On the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was the one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't no reason to kill him. And if I ain't got no motive, well, you ain't got no case. His motive? Well, he has to have one, but what? And that is the problem. That is the problem. He wanted his money back. That would be his motive. But it has evaporated the moment Glenn won the lottery. Yeah, I own... Jesus. Yeah, I loan Elg cash. About $100,000. Can I press you on this? No one said anything against it. Did he have any way of paying the loan back? Fool was a gambler. Said he couldn't give it up till he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him. Help him? You? I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could get a big win. Guy kept losing. So you were helping him for his sake? Or yours? Win through compromise. You help me, I help you. What's the difference, eh? Wow. I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, well, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5 max. Wow, thanks a lot, Maya. And that's why Tender Lender and Furio Tigre is not a reputable loan company by any way, shape, or form of the word. Any reputable loan company worth their salt would never have given Glenn this money. That day, we was due to have a little chat. Get it his payback date, see? So, how much were you expecting him to pay back? What do you think? The whole package! $100,000 including interest. That's a real heavyweight punch. Once the client misses repayment, you call the whole loan in. You want to make it in my world? That's all you gotta know.
And how many times had Mr. Elg been late with his repayment?
Once. And how much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Wow. Sounds like Mr. Elg was in a real sticky spot. Yeah. At $50 a month, he'd never pay that huge loan off. You know, yes, when you take it at face value, just missing one payment date and then all of a sudden had to collect seems unfair. Yes, however, in the real world of loans and all, again, I studied accounting, okay? So I know basic ideas of it. Any loan company, the moment you miss a payment, can exercise the right to say, I want it back now. Will a loan company choose to do that? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on a few things. But they absolutely have that right to say, you missed a payment? Okay, I don't trust you anymore. Give me back all the money I loaned to you in full. They have that right the moment the payment is missed. And while Furio Tigre is not a reputable loan person, he does legally have the right to say, give me my money now, you missed a payment. So it's within his right, as distasteful as it may be. Yeah, so anyway, he tells me he's got nowhere to pay up. And how much did he have left on his debt? You want any round figures? 100,000 bucks? The whole amount? We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet when he died. What? You telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee?
Well, he certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elg.
I got it smooth, I tell you. Real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes, is what he said to me. Guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. I'm about to flatten the guy right there when he suddenly starts screaming. Ooh, that is the wrong button. There we go. And was that because the guy won the lottery? Was his last big chance at a big win?
And you can confirm that this is the ticket in question.
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
The Millionaire Radio Show that starts at 1:30 and runs for 10 minutes. A lot fixes the time you two met with some accuracy.
The whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. And all so that Mr. Kudo could see it, could be a witness. I can still see that kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it. Yes! I won! $500,000! You got lucky, you know? Real lucky. And was there anyone else in the restaurant at that time? I don't know. It's not like I can remember from that far back. Well, if there was no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger suit for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggey, and if I'm right, Viola Cadavarini. All three of them were there then.
So, the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning.
Seems that way to me.
But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, now would you?
The undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler. He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I knows is, the kid took a shot and got lucky in the end. You know, oh god, what is his name? Mr. Godot is totally right on that. A true gambler is gonna say, oh god, I had such a horrible losing streak. Okay, if I bet big here and win, I get it back. It's gotta be good this time. Shit, it's not good. I lost so much money. Frick. Okay, double up again. It's gotta be good this time. I lost again. You know, really, that is the trap that comes in gambling. That you are losing your butt off. And it's like, okay, this is the time when it's gonna pay off. Let's put a little bit more. Damn it. Or if you're lucky, it's like, oh yes, I staunch my losses a bit. Let's try it again, you know? That is the heart of a gambler. You're gonna win at some point. You just gotta bet big at the right time. Doesn't always work out. When I first started gambling, that was my thought process, and boy, did I lose money. I got lucky a couple of times and got back some money, but there are times where I also lost, so I've learned from that. Don't ever expect to win. For me, if you can win at the casino a day's wages, you're already lucky. Stop while you're still ahead. You essentially won a day's wages for either taking a day off or taking a day in the weekend off to go, you know? So, win a day's wages, be happy, and just go with it. Run. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been all over. The waitress. You're talking about... Girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I be meaning? If she hadn't gotten the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little. Well, we know what Maggey did. Cough, cough. You know, but based on what's going on. But, I would like you to clarify, what do you mean by saying that how things would have been? What do you mean that things would have been over and done with? I used all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my 100,000 bucks back. That's all. I'm a businessman, you see. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way.
Well, as far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you said.
Tiger's motive. I was after the 100,000. I didn't know other reason to kill the guy. No, I think you did. But let me hear what you had to say first about Liz. So you're saying you had no other motives that day? Yeah. So what? Then, why didn't you take the lottery ticket when you left? What do you think? 'Cause of Four Eyes over there? 'Cause of Maggey? How'd you about go asking Four Eyes about that $5 million ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elg's coffee. A likely theory. Your word hasn't held water lately today, Mr. Tigre. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, trite. The law don't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split.
I see.
Your Honor, the witness's last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with the testimony, or would you like it amended?
You were only there for $100,000. Because of what Maggey did, things got messy. And you said you didn't take anything out of the restaurant, which is a bold-faced lie. If I have this testimony amended, am I going to get that from you? I'm not going to get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony amended.
Very well. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect your recent statements. Please.
Thanks to what she did, my business with that kid was over. Oh, that's not what I expected it to go. Uh-oh. The Tiger's trying to pin the crime on Maggey. If I ask him about what he saw, it's only going to damage our case. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are yous okay? Never mind. Yes, yes, yes. Bye. What am I gonna amend it to? Oh, at this point, it's just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh no. So then the question is, which one? So, the Tiger was meaning Glen Elg to get his money back. So, and if Mr. Elg had just given him the lottery ticket, that would have been the end of it. Yeah, so, what exactly is the Tiger's motive? This is the big question. If I don't manage to undermine this testimony, it's over. Why would he have to poison Mr. Elg? And why did he loan him the money in the first place, when he knew he couldn't repay him? No, this has to be a half-truth. Yes, you were after the $100,000. But I feel like that's not all you were after. That lottery ticket was a shot in the dark. The fact that he won is true, yes. But let's pretend he didn't win, because that really was a shot in the dark. Let's pretend he didn't win. How was Glenn going to repay his loan? He said that he had a way to do it. And I'm willing to bet he was going to give him the computer virus, MC Bomber, which was worth millions on the market. Millions. And remember, Furio Tigre was desperate for cash. He wasn't really after the $100,000. I mean, he probably would have wanted it if he could, but Glenn was going to give him the computer program, which was a lot more money. Remember, he owes the Cadaverinis $1 million for the, what was it again? For the cranial surgery. This $100,000 would have been good, but not when he had the golden goose sitting right in front of him. The computer virus. Yeah. I think it's this. I was after the 100,000, I didn't have any reason to kill the guy. I don't know. It could be a couple of things. It could be this. The medical papers. Or it could be MC Bomber. No. You did take something out of the restaurant. You said you didn't take anything out of it. I wonder if this statement would allow me to piggyback off of that to then use this. I wonder, can I? Okay, yes I can. Phew! So, you're saying you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct? Yeah, I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection!
And what are you getting at, Wright? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after the money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus known as MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What exactly does one of those do?
It's a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer.
A computer? What exactly does one of those do?
I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. How does he not know about computers, at least? Jesus, dude. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. But right now, this is the point I'm making. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?!
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. And yet in this case, the very fact that Glen Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
You see, Glen Elg was a programmer. A very skilled programmer. And that skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
Are you trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get a hold of that program? Exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Wright. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he needed the money right now? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to magically disappear.
Well, it seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with the rest of the court? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million?
Because he had recently gotten into an accident that nearly killed Viola Cadaverini. And this is the evidence, the medical papers. On December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money, didn't you, Mr. Tigre? About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident. One that involved a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
How much of this do you know?
These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question, and according to these, her operation costs $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? That's a preposterous sum! Someone should be suing those HMOs!
No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it.
Order in this court! You're saying that his life depended on it, Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did. All because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini.
Did you just say Cadaverini, Wright?
I did. Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct, Mr. Tigre? If so, then it all makes sense. You were so desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So much so, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. So, on the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened. But he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win, you mean? Exactly, Mr. Godot. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which then left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So, he resorted to illegitimate means.
But that's crazy!
He murdered Glen Elg and then made his next move, to frame Maggey Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glen Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then, they reenacted the entire thing, all so they can establish a witness. A witness in the form of the one we all heard yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Like I said, Wright, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been in the dark about it. And yet Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you already forgotten, Mr. Godot? He owed this witness money too. $500,000. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan.
Order! Order! Stop!
Ah, you put on a good show, Spikey. What? If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness and framed someone? Thought it's something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. And I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you're a very careful man, Mr. Tigre. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright.
Interesting. Then why don't you fill us all in, Wright? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Ah! Yes. Everything at the scene of the crime. But there was one more thing that you staged. You pretended to be me, to be Phoenix Wright, in court, in order to get Maggey convicted by giving her a sham defense.
What on earth is that? Huh, what an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Oh, well, consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
What?
That's the truth, Your Honor.
But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Well, actually, now that I think on it a bit... Oh, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put the most disreputable, shabby defense I had ever seen. Ugh.
And can you prove that, Gramps? Can you prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? This isn't a matter of pride, Wright. In case you didn't know, here in court, we deal with people's lives.
Mr. Godot is correct.
Your Honor!
Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No!
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but they aren't conclusive.
But we come so far! So you're saying that he impersonated Glen Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge, Wright. You don't have a shred of evidence proving the witness was poisoned and the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Sucks to be you, Wright. Don't mess with the tiger, else you're gonna be mauled, got that? All we managed to do was just chase him around. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more. Maybe I could get Maggey off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre.
Oh, boy. What? Your Honor, sir.
Oh! Why? Detective!
Detective Gumshoe!
Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Or isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What?
Oh, thank you, Gumshoe. Thank you. The fingerprint analysis. Whose fingerprints are on that thing?
Sorry it took so long, pal, but finally got the results back from the lab.
The results?
About the prints, pal. From his medicine bottle. From the victim.
Oh, so, who do they belong to?
You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I got it.
So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it.
Oh, you bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. The Furio Tigre's paw prints, alright?
Oh, that's great. We got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe came. He's laid everything on the line for this. I know. Look, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't matter whose prints are on that bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage of the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Elg's coffee. He's already admitted he met the victim. The fact his prints are on this bottle, well, it really means nothing now.
I knew it. Right. No matter how hard I try, never of any use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This is the last chance to help Maggey. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence this whole time. That's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective... Maggey! You've been working on something. For me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggey. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. I'm supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective? Oh, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. How? It's ear medicine. It means nothing. It has Furio Tigre's fingerprints on it. It means nothing. What can we do with nothing? No, seriously. What?
Oh.
Give me a moment. I need to drink some water. In the meantime, enjoy this wonderful cutscene. And of course, I choke on the water. Ugh. Yeah, this is not boding well. I choke on the water. Ugh.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you discovered.
Yes. So don't keep us all in suspense, Wright. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can we? Oh, come on, Phoenix. Think! Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. Aye, how much more time you's gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But yous lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. But I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
No, Well, how are we going to make him let his guard down? I mean, I suppose just presenting it would be enough. But I feel like we need to lead into... We need to use this to lead into a statement. But what kind of a statement? I mean, what can we use with this? I actually can't think of anything that we can use with this. I really, really can't. This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victim's...
Your Honor! Naturally, the court is aware of the contents of this bottle. Oh, excuse me. That water is still getting to me. Dang it. Ooh, deep breath. However, some interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains. Everyone except one man. One person who should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? That what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? I see what you're saying. Everyone except one person should know what is this bottle. So, are you saying we lie to this court, saying what's in it? That if we lie about it... Oh, if we lie about it, Furio Tigre just might... Oh, it might give us an opening through Furio Tigre. Phony trial, phony lawyer, phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. So, seems like the perfect excuse to present some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Well, easy. That's because it contains potassium cyanide. And if you don't know about what's in this bottle, you can't possibly say anything about it, right? This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, How do you explain that? You'll make a good clown, you know that? What? Yous ain't never gonna get this stick. Yous just making me laugh. You think your cheap little bluff like that is gonna be a fool to target her? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle of cyanide I was in. No. This is the bottle that we found traces of the poison in. Don't you be messing with the tiger, or you's gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. Oh, sir. You just slapped yourself in the face. Royally. What was that again? Say it again? Where was the cyanide bottle? Where was the cyanide bottle's color? And what was it made out of? Say it again. That cheap piece of trash. It don't look nothing like it. Yes. Got him. Finally. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle of cyanide I was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on it. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. Still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, then you shouldn't have known all the fine details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. Yous don't know who you's messing with. I'm Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Sure. The last piece of evidence was phony. I will readily admit that. However, I think that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Scream, because my voice won't handle it. My voice will die. Oh dear. Caught. He has now. He is essentially. What's the word I'm looking for? Admitted to being a murderer by describing the bottle.
What's going on here?
It looks like a blackout, sir.
Oh!
Oh, gosh. Good. Well, that don't look creepy at all. That's like what? That's Star Trek? What was it? What was his name? Data? I think that was the character's name. Data? What was his name again? He also hosted Reading Rainbow. I completely forgot his name. I just had it in my mind and I lost it. But it looks like that face mask now with the colors. Well, if there's ever a blackout, or hell, if Mr. Godot tried to murder someone, he will be caught in a heartbeat because he's just like glowing red lights. It's like, oh my god, there's a weird person here. Well done, Wright. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Oh, come on! Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Did you have to throw the cup of coffee in my face? Why? Why? I didn't do anything!
Mr. Wright, you've caught the tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be letting go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot?
He's been arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elg, Your Honor.
Fortunately for us, we've managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence, the Tiger made one mistake.
Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is truly a frightening criminal.
The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot.
Well, I believe I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggey Bird not guilty.
Yay! Not guilty! We did it! Hallelujah! Congratulations! Damn it, we did it!
That is all. This court is now adjourned.
Really? It's only because Furio Tigre described the bottle that he admitted to being the murderer. Because that is something that only the people in this courtroom and the murderer would know. If he didn't poison Glen Elg, how would he know where the poison came from? He knew because he's the murderer. He didn't admit to it, but that piece of testimony is as good as an admission. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations, Maggey. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in trouble a month ago, but now I feel I can forgive him. Hey, Maggey, that wasn't me, okay? That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal.
Wait, Detective. Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah. Congratulations, Maggey.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Oh, well, I was... Well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
Wait, Detective! He just ran off. Maggey, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Oof, poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Well, can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya is right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggey. You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggey. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. Got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. Oh, wait a minute. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. One that was given to by Gumshoe. Oh, here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. Just make sure to warm it up a bit. It's rice. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial did drag on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? So, how is it, Maggey? It's really good.
It's the small gestures, but it really means a lot. So the case of my phony versus me has come to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggey have all been cleared up. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's the small things, but Gumshoe really does care for her. And it's just unfortunate that Maggey was so blinded by anger that she can't see it or even accept it. But, you know, it's true. He made the first one. And as far as Maggey's concerned, we probably told him that she didn't accept it. And yet, despite that, from her point of view, he still made a second box, a second lunch for her. So, that has to say something, that he does care for her. And I think she's finally realized that that is the truth, that he does care for her. Oh, God, it was a little bit complicated at some points, more than I care to admit. I mean, I died for once, so jeez. But that's neither here nor there. In the next episode, we're going to start a brand new case. But until then, I'm going to rest my voice. Later.